Welcome back. This is the Starfish Catalogue. I'm Estelle, and it is very late at night. I didn't post for a couple days. We went out, and I couldn't find a single moment of peace to continue the vibe of this channel. That was fun. But today, I want to talk about progress, not perfection. Because don't mind this. Okay, just I want to talk about progress, not perfection, because I myself have, well, my holidays are coming to an end, and I myself have a lot of stuff to complete. Well, most of it is complete. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm literally just procrastinating most of it. That is left to do. The big stuff that I was supposed to do, I did before I left. So thank you, past me. But yeah, I want to talk about progress over perfection, because I think a lot of the times when we choose to chase after perfection, we forget that progress in itself is a process, right? You cannot have progress if you choose to stay stagnant. And perfection, in my mind, is a state of stagnancy. Why? Because being perfect sort of puts you at the pedestal where you have no room for growth. Like, once you reach perfection, or so-called being the epitome of perfection, so on, oh gee, yeah, I misplaced the camera. The epitome of perfection, it kind of, the word progress loses all its meaning with respect to perfection. So one thing that you can do to get your mind off of perfection is to tell yourself, which I do, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I myself used to be a huge perfectionist. Like, every single detail must be perfect or it's not worth it. That's not true, because the small details that you keep noticing, nobody else is gonna know. How would they know? They're not gonna know. How would they know? And all these tiny nitty-gritty details that you keep obsessing over, there's no freaking point. There's no point, because at the end of the day, they're not gonna check the nitty-gritties, right? And most of the time what happens is, that little splotch of paint on the painting, or the little leak of a pen, or the very tiny minute details that you don't miss, other people miss, because their brains don't think of it that way. They're thinking of it as a huge part of a whole, rather than just picking out your flaws. And they're not flaws, literally, it's normal. You're human, as you. You're human. It's okay to not be perfect all the time. You don't have to put on this mask and pretend to be somebody you're not. You don't have to convince people. You have no obligation to literally be palatable to anybody. You do not have an obligation to be literally anything to anybody. You don't have to be perfect for them. You don't have to be beautiful for them. You don't have to be smart for them. Do it for yourself. Why are you doing it for them? That, I think most people that I come across, myself included, perfectionists, right? We're talking like borderline obsession with how much you get into detail. You realize after a while that getting into detail is not that say it's not like the most important part of the process. Like, it's not, you don't have to be perfect at everything just to do it. You don't have to be absolutely the best, paramount at something to do it. You can just simply do it because you enjoy doing it or you want to do it. You don't have an obligation to be the best for anybody except yourself. And the only person that you owe this, that you owe your perception of perfection to is yourself. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The only person that can take you away from this I must be perfect mindset is you, because there is no such thing as perfection. It doesn't exist. Perfection is a state of stagnancy. If you're perfect, you're stagnant. If you're stagnant, you're not growing. You're not doing something that motivates you. You're not doing something that helps you grow in life. If you're perfect, you're stagnant. Simple. And speaking like in a more people setting situation, people try to avoid those that try to seem perfect. Yeah. Now, I'm not saying that people are avoiding you just because of that reason, but it is one of the reasons. Like, if you're trying to be the paramount of perfect, because humans connect through vulnerability. Humans connect because they can see that their weakness is not only their weakness, that their vulnerability is actually reciprocated by somebody else as well. That if they can be vulnerable and the person in front of them can be vulnerable, they can have a bond. That's how humans think. That's how humans, connect anyway. Connect most of the time. Vulnerability is like the baseline of all human connection. Every single friend you have, you are vulnerable with them to a certain extent. So you have to sort of force yourself, if you want to get to really know yourself and forgo this idea of perfection because it doesn't exist. If you're perfect, you're stagnant. So if you really want to let go of this idea of perfection, you have to be vulnerable with yourself. You have to accept that you have some flaws or you have some shortcomings that you can work on, that you can choose to work on if you want. But if you don't want to do that, then I can't help you, baby. I really can't. You have to realize that the only person that can get you out of here is you. The only person that can get you out of this trap of perfection is you, because perfection doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfection. When we say, oh, that's perfect, it's ideal. Perfection to us means ideal. It's ideal. Oh, you're so perfect. You're ideal. Oh, that's so perfect. That dress is perfect for you. It's ideal for the person. It's perfect because it suits their situation, whatever they're going through, perfectly. Ideally, it's ideal for them. Perfect doesn't exist. The only thing that does exist is progress. So if you go after perfection so much that you forget your progress, or you forget why you started in the first place, then there's no point.